So in this video, we'll see that how you can use a for loop. So for loop, which purpose you need to use? Just to create a program. So how to see? Let us do. So I'll start a new program here, and the new program will be trying to write the program. So in the new program, to write a simple for loop, so what I need to do here is first, as I said in the last video, that it's better idea to always use three commands. So that is, one is CLC, and then clear all, and then close all, to ensure that any other program, if it is open, it won't affect that. Then we'll create a number. So for loop means it asks a number that for how many times you want to run the for loop. So let me take a variable as n, and here simply I'll write, let's say, 5. Okay, so I'll just write the definition of this. So this is the number of times the for loop will execute. Okay, so this is simply, and we can change this also. Next is, what we are going to do is, we are going to calculate or the sum of all the consecutive numbers from 1 to 10 within this for loop, means using the for loop. So for that, I need to initialize one variable, which is, let's say, I'll write some result. I'll write, and some result equals to 0. You have to initialize a variable there first. Okay, so next we'll be writing the for loop here. So I can write this double percent so that it will create a section, and here we'll write that for loop execution. Fine. So inside this we'll write the for loop. So simply write for, give space, then for loop always takes a default variable. So you can take a b c d e, whatever it is. Generally I is taken, I star iterations, and that will continue for how many times. It will start from 1. Generally for loop always starts from 1, and with a colon, not semicolon, with a colon give the number n. So here do not give any kind of semicolon, just write this for loop, and then this press enter. You can see automatically the program will start from this place. Okay, so here what I can do, I have to write what I need to do in the for loop. So here I'll write the sum result, that the this variable I have declared earlier. So sum result equals to sum result plus I. Okay, so what it is going to do, it is going to sum the number. So next what we'll do, we'll just write end. If you write end, automatically it will come to that the first position. Then what we are going to do, we are going to display the value. So I'll write the number each, then close the bracket, then display the variable, that is sum result. Okay, now we'll run the program. So if you run the program, first it will ask to save. So here we'll save in the document here. Okay, so we'll write for loop. So remember, while saving MATLAB files, do not give any space, write underscore inches. Here it is asking to change folder or add to path. So that means, so initially this folder by default the MATLAB is open from the desktop, you can see here, but I am changing that folder to the working folder. Now you can see it has changed to the working folder here, and here it has given me the answer as well. You can see in the command window the number is 55, or the sum is 55. And in workspace also you can see there are three variables. One is I, one is n, one is sum. Now the value of I, why it is 10? So that is 10 because in sum result, so when we calculate, so the for loop was starting for I equals to 1, then in the next time the I becomes 2. So like this, the last value of I is equals to 10 here. That's why it is just showing the last value. So you can change the number here also. If I, let's say, I'll take 50 here, and if I run the program, you can press F5 also. So if I run the program, then it will give me the answer for that. Now let's say from user, so just write n equals to input, and in bracket you can write some message, enter the number, then close it. Okay, and give semicolon. Now if I run this, So it is asking me enter the number. If I write 20 here, so it will give me the number that 210. So if I run it again, okay, I can give 30 here, so it will give me the sum of the number is 465, and you can see here the I value is now 30. So like this you can make a program which can add the sum up to whichever number you want. In the next program we will see some other features of for loop, what it can do. So that's it from this video.